The scariest part of the fight is right before you start, and then when the ref says fight, this maniac, one of the best strikers we've ever seen, is sprinting and he's like, I'm coming to kill you. And you're like, whoa, shit. Talk about your adrenaline's already high, then it's going through the roof.
I talked to his coach, Glover Teixeira, and he said, he looked at me before the fight and said, I'm going to hit him with a 1-2 to start the fight, and I want him to block it because I want him to feel my power and know that I'm a different animal this time. Oof. And when you saw him walk across the octagon, unfortunately for Ankalaev moved out of the way, but it was a huge 1-2 to start, and that just created the pressure for that first round that he wanted to instill.
First seconds of the fight, he's on him, and Ankalaev shitting his pants. Pereira's wading forward looks twice the size he normally does, and that just shows you how much presence and aura and energy can change the look of a fight.
It was almost like a shock. It was almost like Ankalaev expected to kind of warm up into the fight like the first one and warm up and then start picking up the pace. Alex Pereira said, no, I came to thump. I came to rumble.
When I saw that, I was like, oh man, this guy might have a problem tonight. There might be a problem. Houston might have a problem. There may be a problem.
When you move forward on somebody who wants to grapple you, they are on their back foot and they can't wrestle you anymore. And so what he did is he took the wrestling out of the thought process against Ankalaev by pressuring him and putting him in a box. And now he's just got a striking battle, which is what Pereira is good at. And he made it that, and he forced the fight to be his style.
Like he just ran across the cage and just said, and just fired off a warning shot and let Magomed Ankalaev know right away that this is what you're dealing with tonight. Mm-hmm. You're not dealing with a guy who's backing up. And from there, it was just like, oh my God.
That was huge. That made Ankalaev feel uncomfortable from the jump. And right when you feel uncomfortable, you get a little jittery. Your hands shake a little bit differently. Your footwork isn't the same. You're real hesitant because you know that he's got power. And if I shoot a lazy shot, he can hit me with an uppercut, or he can defend the takedown, make space, and then start to land shots. A lot of things start to go through a fighter's mind. And you could just see it all on Ankalaev's face, like, oh shit, this ain't the same fight last time.
And Ankalaev was timid on the back foot, scared of him, genuinely terrified of him. Pereira's straight on him, jab to the body, right hand to the body early. And Ankalaev might have thrown back but missed. Then Ankalaev threw and landed like a cuffing right hand on him.
See, what he's doing really well is he's a tall guy, he's pushing him backwards, but Pereira's also putting his weight on his own back foot. So he isn't leaning forward, which is going to initiate grappling. He can lean back because he's that much taller than him. He can keep him at bay. So he's going forward, but the weight's going backwards, if that makes sense. So really smart adjustment that he's made there.
He needed Ankalaev into Orthodox because that's not where Ankalaev's comfortable. And when Ankalaev's moving forward, he can shift forward in Southpaw and keep it very controlled like he did in the first fight. But when Alex put him on the back foot and smashed him with inside low kicks instead, like Blachowicz did to him, he almost forced Ankalaev into Orthodox. He forced him out of Southpaw by smashing with inside low kicks. So much so Ankalaev's foot, once he got hit with it, went back around and he actually just ended up in Orthodox. And now he's against the cage, he's scarpering.
He's under such pressure from Poatan that he's trying to get away laterally and he crosses his and when he has to take a second to uncross them to throw, but at that point, again, if your feet are crossed, you have to uncross them before you can get back to your balanced stance. And by the time he does that, did you notice that the punch that Poatan lands is way ahead of that hook that he was trying to throw?
Sure.
It's because he couldn't get his feet set in time, and Poatan did. Poatan timed it perfectly on that.
That was the turning point of the fight and the ending point of the fight. Ankalaev going into the Orthodox position and throwing a left hook, leading with a left hook in front of his man, who happens to be a helper puncher with a right hand, as well as a left hook. So, to me listen, Pereira, give him credit.
An overhand right from all the way in Brazil. That's where it looked like it came from. An overhand right seemed to have hit Ankalaev like about here, like a little bit over the ear.
That's the worst case scenario in the opening minute of any kind of fight, because straight away your fucking brain doesn't know what day it is. You're on Queasy Street, and it's all about then, can you recover in time? Can you get hold of the guy? Can you survive this mini crisis? And Ankalaev just showed no signs whatsoever of being able to surprise anything.
It wasn't like it was another close fight. No, he just walked him down like he found him in the wrong house and beat him up. That was crazy.
Even from there, it didn't look like it was a big devastating shot. Like when you see it on a different angle, but on a different angle when he landed it. But obviously he landed it a good shot. Right here it comes, ducks down, right, and then see, he tried to counter hook him right here. He tried to counter hook him, so he's fully extended from his body when he's at his most vulnerable point. The body is strong when it's contracted, not when it's, elongated.
Pereira to be that aggressive that early, to show him no respect. He showed him no respect. Don't give a fuck what happened last time out, kid. I'm telling you now, I wasn't right. I'm right tonight. Watch this. Get fucking that stitched. Bang! Over the top. He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And anytime a guy kind of puts his head down and dives, Joe, you and I both know as guys that in this trade, we applied wrestling as our first line of offense, defense, and everything. When we're shooting and our head's down, it ain't going good. It's not going good if we're not trying to time a takedown. So when Ankalaev dove at him in that way, I knew it was over.
And that's it. Fucking took him down, put fear in Ankalaev. Like legit. Like Ankalaev fought fear. Like Ankalaev could have got off when he was on bottom. There was nothing that Alex Pereira was necessarily doing. He didn't have the legs in.
Fight or flight in all walks of life is very real, including in the cage. And if you pause in a fight, if you choose flight as opposed to fight, it's very difficult to unwind that decision. And that decision could last for 1 second, and it could be extended to 3 to 4 seconds, but that is an eternity when you have somebody like Alex Pereira on top of you.
Ankalaev got hit once and shot in, panicked like a bitch, and curled up in a ball and accepted defeat. He did not show any signs of trying to improve his position for like 22 ground and pound strikes, Raja style. You know what I mean? Smash, elbows, punches, elbow to the body, to the head, to the elbow, to the head, to the body, to the head, to the body, to the head, the body, to the head, body, to the head, step in Herb, then it's over.
And it was Hellbows, not elbows, Hellbows, Henry Cejudo. And I know earlier you said this, oh, well, he wasn't really doing much. He kind of wasn't in the guard. He kind of was, just kind of, Magomed couldn't have got up. No, they were Hellbows coming down. What do you mean getting up? When your Hellbows are coming at that frequency with that rapid pace and force and velocities times the fear reciprocal times the Pythagorean theorem. Hey, listen. Nah.
He inflicted that ground and pound with anger. Like there was anger. The whole thing, even in the aftermath, it felt like he was still angry.
Why didn't Ankalaev move there though, lad? Like, I was thought Herb Dean was going to jump in and I thought it was going to be an early stoppage, and Herb Dean was going to jump in and he let it go, and Ankalaev just didn't move, lad.
I don't get it. The ref is telling you you've got to move. You're just covering. Why? Why did you not move? It can't be considered a bad stoppage when the guy just looked up at the ref going, okay. He was either really hurt and we just couldn't see, but there was nothing there. He had nothing there. Unbelievable.
I would never kick somebody when they're down. I'm just speaking to what I saw. I'm not giving Ankalaev a hard time. I'm just speaking to what I saw. I was very surprised in that position. He did a very good job of covering. He really did. Pierre was trying to hit him, and Pierre's using some energy, and they're blocking him. I mean, Ankalaev's looking right at him. Now, the first thing that you need to do from an X's and O standpoint in that position is to sit up and get an underhook. You're not going to get away if you don't get an underhook. The other thing that does is it closes the distance, and the guy just simply can't hit you, right? I was waiting for Ankalaev to get the underhook, and he never tried.
The resistance from Ankalaev was minimal, absolutely minimal, which surprised me. I've got to be honest. I thought there'd be a bit more fight in him, but again, I don't know where his head was at. You get hit with a shot like that, then you give him the benefit of the doubt. He just didn't know what day it was, didn't know where he was, didn't know what the hell was going on.
Powhatan marched in there and looked like he was fighting me. Just annihilated him. So that's the point I want to make. Not only does he go in there and gives you a fight, a title fight, so dominant that you can only pick on your hand the number of title fights that ever looked like that. And he's doing that in the broader context of reclaiming a belt, when we know historically once you're separated from it within an individual weight class, and certainly more broadly, but at least within an individual weight class, is very, very difficult to get back. And he still did it, and he did it even better than, like, that may be his best UFC win.
First of all, it's good to have him back. God, it just feels good to see Alex Pereira. Even the emote that he hit on Ankalaev, just on the dude, you know how crazy that is to do that to like a Dagestani guy in Ankalaev? I know his fans were mad, but I know Ankalaev's fans are raging about.
Just the way he handled himself afterwards too. I mean, he's got the crowd chanting Chama. He's like, you know, Chama. I think he went up to Ankalaev, said something, and then said Chama to him too. And just after doing that again, there's a photo where Ankalaev is trying to get back up as he's still doing the whole hand thing. It's an amazing photo.
The thing I love about that is, like, he does that and it's almost like he's laying down. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna get up and try to fight me? I'll put you back down there, dog. Look at you. Look at you. Talking all that shit in the UFC PI, about to slap me. Look at you. Yeah.
Ankalaev said prior to the fight that there would be no more Chama. Of course, Chama reigns supreme, and he is once again the man. I mean, he comes across as a superstar. I said on Wednesday, deep down inside the UFC, if they were being honest, they would admit they needed him to win, and he won. He's one of the biggest stars in the sport, one of the most beloved figures in the sport, and for him to come back like that, to make it undeniable, to make it as clean and as one-sided and as dominant as he just did.
That's one of those fights where I think if you're Ankalaev, you're waking up and you're trying to hope that was just a nightmare, that actually did not happen. You're like, did that really just happen? I didn't even get a chance to do anything. Like, what the hell happened?
This man locked himself in that gym for 2 months, bro, and all that he could think about was knocking him out, and he did, bro. That's what happened when you push the champ comes at you, bro.